My name is Kristian, and at day I'm a consultant at Every, and at night I'm building Node.js, which is what I'm going to talk about here today. Yeah, so I hope most of you know what Node.js is. If not, you can do a Google search. This is what you get, true story. Yeah, it's JavaScript on a server, event-driven, efficient, and awesome. Actually, Node, as of today, is the first project with a perfect score on the Core Infrastructure Initiative's Best Practice certification by the Linux Foundation. And yeah, we're really proud of that. So it's an open community on a globally distributed community. We use tools like GitHub to communicate and do all of the collaboration. It's almost 500 members across 100 teams. Most members are part of about 10 teams, and most teams have 10 to 15 people. And apart from building actual Node itself, we have teams for long-term support maintenance, documentation, testing, making our website nodejs.org, and build infrastructure. And this is the build team. It's a bunch of geeks and neckbeards from all over the world. Many of them are employed by big corporations like Microsoft and IBM to work full-time on building Node.js with us. And we maintain the necessary infrastructure for testing and releasing Node.js binaries. And we are embedded into most of the other teams and help them do continuous integration. Help them test their software and test Node.js to make sure that it works reliable for all of the different platforms we support. So we work on GitHub and follow the GitHub flow, which most of you might be familiar with. Contributors make some commits, do a pull request, and it gets collaborated before it gets merged. And nothing gets merged before all the test passes. If you write new functionality, you have to write the test as well. Yeah, this stuff here is what the build team is working on. So we're using Jenkins to do all the build automation. Yeah, it was the only CI server capable of running the whole 9 yards, which Node required. And we actually run 2 of them. One for build and testing, because we do run a lot of potentially untrusted code from some external collaborator somewhere, and one private one, which is locked down to do the actual release of the binaries. And the entire test suite takes under 30 minutes to run across all the different platforms. Actually, most of them completes in a couple of minutes on the high-end hardware, but because we also run on old Raspberry Pis, it takes a lot of time for them to compile and test. So the more fancy infrastructure is hosted by in the cloud on cloud providers. This is them. It's the Tier 1 providers at the top, Rackspace and DigitalOcean, and then we have a lot of hardware and servers from these other guys as well to make sure that we have all of the platforms properly tested. So we have about 130 servers in our test infrastructure, covering 12 operating systems, not including the different versions, and 8 processor architectures like x86. Yeah, and we use Ansible to do all of the automation and configuration of the servers. It's not possible to do all this by hand. And also the Windows stuff. And it's hosted on GitHub on our Node.js build repository there to make sure all of the entire team can work on this and collaborate on making this function correctly. yeah, so that's a short insight into how we build Node.js. Thanks.